Hi everyone, welcome back to Young and Wifed Up. This is Marcella.
And I'm Gabby.
And thanks for joining us this week for our Season 4 premiere episode.
Hey, we missed you guys, and this has been a really long break. I think it's the longest break we've ever taken from recording, but we're really excited about all of the episodes that we have planned for you guys.
Yeah, definitely.
So before we get into today's topic, I want to talk to you guys quickly about Covenant Eyes. We've talked about Covenant Eyes more season 1, season 2. I think we took a break from advertising it in season 3. But what Covenant Eyes is, it's a online software protection company that you can use on all of your electronic devices, on your cell phones, on your iPads, your tablets. They even work on Fire tablets, which are really common to use for children. And the only thing that doesn't work on is Chromebooks. Like the school computers.
Yeah.
But other than that, you can use on all of your devices, and it monitors your web searching, and it also has this really amazing newer feature where it takes screenshots of your activity every hour or every couple minutes or something. I can't remember what the intervals are, but we've been using Covenant Eyes for many years now. We love it. We have peace of mind. We have accountability partners. So I get a report that's sent every month to one of my friends, and then Ryan has a report that's sent to one of our elders, and it's just overall protection for our internet safety and also just to have accountability because it is really hard out there on the internet. You know, you never know what you're going to come across, and I highly recommend this, especially if you have children that have devices.
Yes.
So if you sign up with our link, which you could find on our website at youngandwifedup.com, you can get $20 off your first month, or I think it's a free month. Yeah. You get a free month of
yeah, it's like a trial.
Yeah,
a trial
because
month.
I think it is $15 to $20 a month depending on what plan you get. But the first month is free if you sign up with us with our link. So if you want to try it out and see if it works best for your family, then head to our website and do that.
Yeah. Also, we have completely reformatted how we're going to be recording and publishing our episodes. We've just started a Patreon, which I'm kind of...
It'll be live today when you're listening to it.
Okay, yeah. So we decided to do intervals with our episodes, like one normal long episode like we've been doing for the past 3 seasons now. And then after that, we'll do 3 shorter episodes, kind of like mini-sodes, just talking about something really specific and kind of hone in on something and talk about it quickly, a 15-20-minute ordeal. And then that's for just for anybody to listen to. Now, if you want extra content, exclusive content.
Exclusive.
Why did we do that at the same time? Ew. You can sign up to be a patron on our Patreon, and we'll be doing 2 bonus episodes per month.
Yes.
Right? And there's also different tiers on that as well, and you can go and click on the link on the website and see what the tiers are. If you want to support good Christian media, good quality Christian media, this is the way to do it.
Patreon, absolutely. Yes. And I've used Patreon many times in the past to support other creators, and it is a really good way to give monthly support and also to get exclusive content that you won't get anywhere else.
Definitely, yeah. So you're not just going to be, paying something just to pay something. Like, you will be getting stuff in return. And for the higher tiers, there are more perks. So go and check that out. We're really excited to be starting that, and to also, hopefully, that will open up some more avenues as far as like building relationships with you guys who, can maybe gain a little bit more access into our inside lives and that sort of thing, and more one-on-one chats and things like that. So definitely check that out.
Yeah. And also, if you want to be a part of our broader community, we have a Facebook group also called Young and Wifed Up, and we have weekly prayer request threads. We have self-promotion threads where you can share your small business. We do a lot of announcements. If you're already in our Facebook group, you already know what this month's content calendar looks like. So you get early access to that if you're in our Facebook group. And we also do polls and some exciting stuff in there. So if you want to join our Facebook group, that's a good way to get in contact with us. And also, if you want to look on our Instagrams, Marcella Chatham and Low Waste Homemaker, that's where you can kind of look for our daily grind. That's where we post our homemaking and stuff that's going on with us. And so if you want to have daily catch-ups with us, Instagram is the way to go too.
Yeah, definitely. Well, it's been how many months since we published our last episode?
Yeah. Well, the beginning of June was when we published our season finale on biblical submission.
Yeah. Yeah.
And since then, a lot has changed in the past few months. Like, not a lot, but just I feel like I don't even know who I am 3 months ago. I think part of
honestly, kind of same, yeah.
Part of it is like I chopped my hair off and it's already grown back significantly.
Yeah, quite a bit.
And but like that kind of gave me like a little refresh, you know.
Yeah, it's like when you're having an identity crisis, like just chop your hair.
Yeah. And this is the first time I've done a huge chop in like years and years. So.
Yeah, it was kind of shocking when you got it done.
Yeah, even my hairdresser was scared.
She like wasn't even alluding to like wanting to do it, and then all of a sudden she like sent a pic where I don't even know how you.
I sent you guys a pic.
Yeah. And then I was like, oh wow, that's a lot. It looks great, and I'm sure it's like it's way better for the summer too because it is.
It is terrible, you guys.
It's so hot out here.
We have a pumpkin because it's technically we're entering fall, but it's 110 degrees. Yeah, today.
This is honestly having the pumpkin here is infuriating for me because it's just like telling me that it's supposed to be fall, but it has been the hottest this week that it's been the entire year.
Yes,
I think
it's been 110 every single day.
My husband was saying because he works kind of in another part of town. It's like 20 minutes away, and it was 111.
Yeah, no.
Miserable.
We're at this point we're just like surviving the next few weeks, praying for fall to come. Usually it starts getting cold the end of October and then we start to feel the vibes. But until then we're just struggling along.
Yep.
So what's been going on with you the past couple months?
I don't know, just like consuming a lot of good content, good books, podcasts, just like taking the time. I've actually quieted down a lot on my Instagram over the past few months. I feel like when we published our last episode from the previous season, I was like, I need to be quiet for a while.
Yeah.
And to just like consume, reflect, like take some time for introspection and that sort of thing and figure some stuff out. Not anything like bad, but you know, sometimes like when you're just so used to like producing stuff all the time and like getting like ideas out there in a public sphere, especially like on social media platforms, it gets to be kind of a lot after a while. And so I was like, I'm going to literally just fill my brain with so much stuff and not say a word about it. Which is not really a thing nowadays. It's almost like when we like hear of a new concept or we're learning something, we just automatically want to tell the whole world.
The second we come to the conclusion.
Yeah, and I kind of felt like the Holy Spirit was like pressing on me to not be as quick to jump on things or to be as outgoing with certain stuff that I've been thinking about. And it's really helped a lot because you can kind of settle that within your own heart and your mind, certain topics that are maybe weighing on you or you feel like you need to kind of refine some things or like convictions and things like that. And usually just public spheres, like I was saying, like social media is not a good place to kind of hash out those ideas within yourself.
Yeah.
So it's been a lot of talking to people in person and just kind of reconnecting like personally, physically with people. And stepping away from social media. But I'm kind of feeling like I'm, probably once we start publishing the episodes again, that I'll want to get back into being a little bit more vocal on social media.
No, I was thinking like sometimes when you have that break, and you've been like consuming and reading, Marcel's turned into quite the reader. I'm very proud of her. And I've always
loved reading.
Oh yeah, no, even when you were a kid you were. Yeah, but I feel like now you're like re-inspired.
Yes, yeah, definitely.
And I think now that you're ready to start like talking publicly about more things, you kind of have more like you're re-inspired, and you have new things and
and I feel a bit more grounded and or almost like there's been more, I don't know, confirmation sounds kind of like
new agey.
Yeah. But just like there's been a lot of clarification for me on things things that I've already believed, but then it's like I need to like settle this really well within myself. And so that's kind of what I've been doing a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
what about you besides chopping your hair?
So chopping my hair was obviously like a very silly update, but I mean, it's an update nonetheless. But this summer has been particularly difficult for me. Like my health has been a roller coaster. Like I ended up in the ER at one point. I don't even remember what month that was. Maybe July, maybe the end of June. I can't remember.
I think it was June to July. Yeah, it was like in between. Yeah,
it feels like it just happened, but it really like flew by. And seeing new specialists and trying to get more answers, and I don't know. It's been very eye-opening, especially since the month of June. I didn't work at all. I took a break from teaching. We weren't doing the podcast. I wasn't doing my choir contract. I kind of stepped away from everything for a full month, and it was extremely eye-opening because I felt so good. And as like hard as it is to like come to that conclusion, like I realized I needed to make a lot of really big changes in my lifestyle. And I already have been, over the last year and a half, been really thinking about taking a lot of steps back, especially with my career, like my teaching career.
Yeah.
And this summer was like kind of gave me the confirmation, the clarity I needed to be like, okay, I need to make some very
drastic.
Yes, and drastic. So I have cut about a third of my piano studio.
Yeah.
And half of it was like, I changed some policies and changed, some tuition things, and some people naturally kind of left. And then there were some students that I've been needing to cut for a while, and I just didn't have the motivation to do it, and cut sounds very like negative, but in a good way, that people that I have to decide what I'm going to spend my time doing during the day, and it just wasn't worth my time to be working for so many hours. And so I'm going to be making another drastic change, within the next couple months. I'm planning, but this was kind of what I needed to do for now, kind of for my mental state, and also to kind of see, what can I really handle right now outside of the home, and really just refocusing on. I started, a new home management system, but which I'm going to talk about in the next couple episodes. And I just started just reflecting and changing things that I knew were not bringing me joy anymore, and were not bringing order to our life or our household, and also just like being detrimental to my health, And
so, like literally.
Yeah, actually like directly affecting my health. And so that's kind of been what the summer has looked like for me. And I guess more of that will kind of come out over the next few episodes, just like your stuff.
Yeah.
Like having to rethink a lot of things that I've been holding on to for the first, 4 years of our marriage, and having to really like, let go a lot of pride that I have, and a lot of generally good things, like the good things that I love and enjoy doing, like teaching, and it's like, it is a good thing can be bad at a bad time in your life.
Yeah.
You know, it was good when I was single. It was good when I was
totally.
You know,
yeah.
When when we were first married and we were just kind of getting started, but now it's like it has become more of a burden than a blessing.
Yeah, you're more settled in your home, and like you and Ryan have become more settled in what you want for your household.
Yes, and our
this
plans,
is not really fitting into that as much anymore.
Yeah. And so, and even just like, I talked about in the kind of last couple episodes of our last season how I have been feeling like, oh, I'm just going to wait until we have kids and I'm going to make this drastic change and not work anymore. But I've realized I've always knew that was a cop out, but this summer was very eye-opening for me. Yeah. And I was like, you know what? Like, I don't have, like, who's telling me to do that? Yeah. Like, I don't have to do that, And every year that goes by that we don't have children, I'm like, like, I want to spend my time doing really fruitful and good things for my home and blessing my home. Yeah. And not that teaching doesn't bless it. It blesses it in an indirect kind of way where it does bring an extra source of income and it's fun and enriching for me. But yeah, when I'm home, there are things that I can do and I want to do, and I am able to fill my day with good works. And so all of that to say, that's the update for now, and more of it will kind of come up over the next few episodes, but that's kind of like the biggest thing for me. Yeah. But we have had some favorites from this summer, and we want to share them with you guys today. So let's get straight into what our favorites are from this past summer. So we just mentioned how we've been reading a lot, and I actually just finished my 30th book of 2022. Bless. And last year in 2021, I only read 5, and I don't know who that girl is.
I read maybe 1.
I don't want to be that girl again. Like, I don't know. I just feel I had some unrealistic expectations of what reading looks like. It's like I have to be like sitting like with my coffee, and it has to be like, you know what I mean? And
you can't do that.
Having that, like learning about Charlotte Mason and mother culture and talking to Autumn, like that was
If you haven't listened to that episode.
Yes, the mother culture
I'm pretty sure we reference that episode like every other episode.
Yes.
That we did.
It's so good.
Listen to the mother culture episode.
That really like gave me the extra like inspiration to be like, you know what? I have no excuse. I can be listening to books all day long, and I don't know. It's just been such a blessing. So I talked about how I was in the hospital in the beginning of the summer. And when I was going through that, I was having like extreme GI distress. And I was in contact with a woman who discipled me a few years ago. And she still is a really big part of my life. And she always sends me good recommendations for books, and I was telling her what I was struggling with, and that I was in very excruciating pain. Yeah. And she sent me this recommendation. It's called The Cup and the Glory, and it's by Dr. Greg Harris. And he was actually one of her husband's professors in seminary. And this man,
wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
that's
this
cool.
man wrote a lot of books that are really edifying to the body. And this one, I just cried through the whole thing. I listened to several chapters when I was in the ER, in the hospital bed, just like crying out to the Lord for some answers. Sorry. But it's just a really good book, and we'll put the link in the Patreon, and again, all the links are going to be there. But it was just so much pointing to scripture, and this man has gone through so much suffering himself, watching people that he loves suffer, and also going through sickness in his own life. And it was just so beautiful, and I just really appreciated his perspective and like raw perspective on suffering for Christians, and how you do feel like God has abandoned you, you know. And so it's just so beautiful. So you guys should read it, especially if you guys are going through any type of suffering, or even just read it so you know you can recommend it to others.
Yeah, definitely. I think I put it on my
it's so beautiful. And it's actually the audio. He narrates his own book on sermon audio for free. And so you don't even have to buy it.
Sweet.
You can buy, I'll put the links for you to have the physical copy, but you can listen to the narration that he does on sermon audio for free. And that is an extra blessing for the body of Christ. So thank you, Dr. Greg Harris.
That's cool.
So Marcella, what has been your favorite summer read, or one of your favorite summer reads?
I have read a lot of books in the past few months. I think in August I read a total of 7 books.
Yeah.
Cool. But I was like, which one, man? Like, there's so many good ones.
I know.
When you read so many books, like, especially at once, it's so hard. You're like, well, I love different ones for different reasons. So it's like, which one is the best?
You have, like, different categories of favorite books.
Oh, gosh, totally. But I decided to go with Sense and Sensibility on Audible. It's on Audible?
Yes.
And you have to listen to the one that's narrated by Rosamund Pike.
Mm-hmm.
Rosamund Pike. It's just a classic.
It's beautiful.
Just so good. And like, you know, it's funny, and it's
so funny.
Like sobering in other parts, and then it's like heartbreaking in other parts. And I think I don't know. It's just like, it's such a tough one to beat, just like as a classic.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of hard to find somebody who's not a fan of Jane Austen.
Yeah.
Like nearly everybody nearly everybody that I've ever spoken to is just like loves all of her work, and it's for a good reason. I mean, she's an incredible writer. She was an incredible writer. So, yeah, if you haven't listened to the audiobook version of it, it's really good. Yeah. And there are certain genres that I prefer to do on audiobook and other ones that I like to have physical copies of. And those types of books are just great on audiobook. So
we do have to have an honorable mention, because Marcella and I just read, like, last week, this amazing book called The Read Aloud Family by Sarah Mackenzie. Wow. Like, we binged it. Like, I read it in 2 days. I think you read it in 3.
I don't think that out of all of the books that I like took the most. Okay, literally, you guys, I listened to the audiobook, which is free on Hoopla, and it's Sarah Mackenzie, the author. She's the one that reads it. I was listening to an audiobook, and I was like, I need to be like taking notes like ASAP. So I got the ebook also, which is free on Hoopla, and I would remember sections from chapters that I had read before, and I would copy and paste into like in my Notions. I have like I have sections that are for like book notes and stuff like that. The most notes I've ever taken from a book thus far has been from that book. It is so incredible, and it's like, it's so hard to explain exactly what it's about.
Yeah, her argument is that you should be reading out loud to your children beyond the years that they learn to read.
Yeah. So even when they know how to read for themselves, you still need to read out loud. And she gives a very compelling...
Yes. She tells stories, shares education philosophies. Like, it sounds so boring when we're explaining it.
We never do it justice. We've explained now to I've explained to I don't know how many people what the book is about, and I'm like, this sounds so lame, but please just listen to it. And you know what? Like Gabby doesn't even have kids. Like, Seth is not even at the point where it's like he's even reading like barely anything, like nothing. And it's like, oh, this wouldn't apply to me. Like, either I don't have children, or they're too young, or like I'm single. Read it.
Just read it.
It is so good. Yeah. Actually, just based off of like that book alone, Jed and I have started reading to each other now on a nightly basis. We'll do like 10 minutes separately, and then he'll read to me for 10 minutes, and then I'll read to him for 10 minutes. And it's like, even just like in marriage, it helps foster so many good discussions between the two of you that you probably normally wouldn't have if you just like read by yourselves and never really talked about what you were reading. So it's just so good, you guys.
Just read it.
It's so good. So good.
Okay, next TikTok account. Okay, so I'm a little sad because my favorite TikTok account just got banned on TikTok. So it's Death Row Last Meals. It is so fascinating.
Wait, they got banned?
Yes, they got banned. And it's this. Why? So it's this one woman. Let me explain. It's this one woman on TikTok that recreates the last meals of people that were put on death row.
Whoa.
And as she's recreating the last meal, she tells the story, and she has graphics and pictures, and it is so good.
That is so niche and so good.
Very niche. I pray that she can come back to TikTok.
Wow.
If she does, then I'll add the link later on because, guys, it is so good. And I tried searching, and yeah, she got banned. She hasn't been back. There have been people that have done it similarly, like trying to knock off, but she's the OG, and it was so good. Like every time I would look every day to see if she has a new one because it was so good. But unfortunately, because she's banned, which I don't know why she got banned, because I mean, she is talking about serial killers. It could have ended up being
too much or something.
Too much for TikTok, but I don't know. I'm going to try to see if she's on Instagram or something because I just
that sounds really cool.
It. So good.
I've never run across that before.
We are on different sides of TikTok then.
Yeah. I'm not really on Crime Talk. That's probably why.
I'm only once in a while do I get it, but one time she showed up on my For You page and I was like
intrigued.
Instantly hooked. Yeah. Instantly. And the way her storytelling is so fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, but since she got banned, really quick, I just want to do blooming.village, and that's her TikTok name. She makes these beautiful, she doesn't have a lot of followers. She has like just 300 something followers.
Oh, wow.
Very small account, very small. She just started like a month ago. She first started by making skits reenacting her as a friend going over to a friend's house that just had a baby and how she supports her and takes care of her and like helps with things around the house and what she made for her to bring to her. And then she's now doing she posts several times a day, and it's always really, really cute. I really like her stuff. She talks about postpartum support. She talks about prenatal support, but it's all like so beautifully done. And she does it in skit form where she's like pretending that she's helping a friend, you know? And her whole thing is that we shouldn't have to pay, which I'm so thankful for birth workers like doulas and midwives, but that we shouldn't have to pay for somebody to do a service that your friends and family should be helping you with. And it's just so sweet how she lays everything out. And it really challenged me, you know? And I'm just like, wow, like I really need to know these things too. And like, I want to be able to support my sisters in Christ when they have newborns and stuff. So
wow, that's cool.
And she does such a good job. And she shows you how to like have boundaries, to not overstep with them, to not like, you know, like, and you know what? Not one time in any of her videos does she say, "Let me hold your baby."
Yeah. Word.
Because that's a nice for a visit, but that's not a helping visit. So if you're having a helping visit and you want to go help your girlfriend, it's just a whole nother type of an experience. And I really like how she has different things that you can be baking and teas that you can make for them.
Wow.
And just
that's so cool.
It's beautiful. You should go check it out.
Yeah. I'll have to follow her.
But what is your favorite TikTok account?
Mine is really weird. It's not weird, but it's like complete opposite of everything that you just talked about. So
I'm excited.
There's this girl, her tag or her username is Wishbone Kitchen. I almost said Wishbone Chicken.
Did you have chicken today?
I did. She's a private chef in the Hamptons.
I follow her. I just realized I follow her. It's so good.
Bless. Oh, I love her videos.
It's so cool.
They're so much fun. I don't know what, I think maybe just because like I kind of have an inclination towards like kitchen cooking stuff or what. I'm sure you do too. That's probably why I follow her.
Yeah.
But it's just so like, I don't know. It's like homemaking luxury.
Yeah.
combined.
She cooks for the people that are in the Hamptons.
Yeah, so I think she's a live-in chef, and she's like around our age. I don't know exactly how old she is. She looks like she's in her 20s. But like there's a fresh garden that they have in the back, so she's always like picking like fresh herbs and produce in the back, and then she's always going to the market every day, and I'm like, wow, living your best life. Honestly, like I would love to be able to just get fresh food on a daily basis. Would be awesome. Obviously it's not like feasible in the environment that we live in. And the financial situation.
Yeah, really.
But like even some of the stuff that she's made, I was like, oh my gosh, that looks so good, and like I want to try to make that. Like the food, like the way she does like her camera work and everything, it's just top tier. It's really nice. I agree. I really love her content.
Now I need to go binge it tonight. And it's very relaxing.
It's so relaxing.
Beautiful.
Yes, like the dishes that she makes, and it's like, I understand it's her job, but it's like, even if I were to spend literally every waking moment of the day, I would not even be able to come up with the sort of stuff that she does, and to do it so beautifully and like, and do it like quickly and like have it still be really elegant, like these like lovely dishes. Oh,
yeah, definitely an art form.
Yeah, for sure. And obviously she went to school for it, so.
Yeah. Okay, beauty product. I have been using the Fat and Moon texturizing spray. It's the Spirit and Salt spray, and you can get it directly from the Fat and Moon website, or you could buy it on Earth Hero, and you can get your 10% off with our little code.
Wow.
But it is the only hang up that I have is it smells weird, and like the smell goes away. Like it doesn't like stick to your hair.
Is it because there's no like fragrance to cover up?
Yeah, there's no
the
fragrance. It's very natural. So you gotta kind of like take what you get.
Yeah.
But it is a zero waste, natural, organic, yada yada, crunchy spray. And it's a texturizing spray, but I use it as like a hold spray, like a hairspray. So I only use it when I do my hair like this. So this is like day 2 of, well, it's actually day 4 of my hair being washed, but it's day 2 of my curls. Like I curled my hair yesterday with a flat iron. And so to kind of maintain like the next day, I'll brush my hair out, flip my head over a few times, and spray that stuff all over. It smells weird. Like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's just weird. But
it works well.
It works well. It keeps my hair nice and, like, together. And it also, like, offers some volume. So,
nice.
Yeah, I like it. What about you?
I'm pretty crunchy when it comes to, like, personal care items and stuff, but one thing I just literally cannot compromise is eye makeup. It is so hard to find. What I mean by eye makeup, I mean like mascara and eyeliner. I've found pretty good clean eyeshadow things, but I struggle.
I bought the Elate mascara, and it was and I use everything on my face right now. Everything on my face right now is Elate.
You gave it a good shot.
My mascara.
Yeah. I don't know what it is.
I mean, it.
I just like, it's just something that I just can't.
I don't know.
I can't do it.
I'm using what's on your list right now.
Wow.
It's on my eyes.
Word. I've been using the L'Oreal telescopic mascara for 12 years now.
Yeah. I think mine is like a few years after you. And I won't buy anything else.
No, I've tried some. I think maybe I'm getting to a phase again where I'll have to branch out and try out a couple of new things.
But even the beauty gurus say it's still the best.
I know, it's
still the best.
It's kind of shocking to me, and I'm like, man, I've really stuck to the best one for this long. And I've branched out like over the years to so many different brands to like test them out. There have been a couple that have come close, but this one is just tried and true. It is so good. And you can do either the gold tube or the black tube. I think I have the gold one right now.
Nice.
And then if you struggle with like really bad smudging or whatever, you can always get the waterproof version. But I just can't, like, the brush on it.
It's perfect.
Is so... It's just so incredible.
Sometimes because I didn't want to waste my Elate mascara, So then I took the telescopic brush out of my and put it in my light formula, and it works great.
Yeah. It is a combination of the brush and the formula.
Yeah, I agree.
The type of brush makes such a huge difference. I don't think people understand.
The length.
Yes. It's like this really skinny brush, and on one side it's kind of flat. And then on the other two sides, the bristles are longer. You just have to try it out. It's so good.
$5 or something?
No, I think each tube is like 10-ish, depending on how much. I
haven't bought mascara in a while.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I've literally, over the years, I've gotten all of my friends. I think I got you on the L'Oreal telescopic mascara because I've tried so many other ones, even like the high-end bougie like $30 mascaras. I've tried those and they still don't work as well as this one. I don't know what they put in it. Probably
drugs.
Yeah. I don't know what it is, but it's great. So I had a hard time choosing between that one and this lip balm that I just started using like a month ago. It's this 4-pack of cocoa butter lip balm that I found on Amazon. The ingredients are super clean, really good. And this has been one of the only lip balms that I've been able to use without it like drying my lips out. You know, like the other ones, you put it on and they put something in it that dries your lips out even more. So you have to just keep using it and like re-consuming, and you have to keep purchasing or whatever. This hasn't been the case with the cocoa butter lip balm. I don't know why, and it smells so good.
I used it the other day, and it was really good.
I wish I could remember what the brand name was, but we'll probably just put it in the links. Yeah. But it's honestly like I've also been like testing out lip balms for ages, probably like close to 15 years now. Yeah. I don't even know, but this one has been really, really good. I really like it.
Awesome. Okay, app for our phone. So mine is also Marcella's. So I knew that she was going to put this one, so I picked a different one. So the one that I picked is called Libby, and it is a home library organization app. So what you do with this app, the purpose of it, is if you have an extensive home library of physical books like we do, my husband has a bajillion books.
Yeah.
And then I have my own modest collection. And then we also have some books like children's books. You know, we just have a whole bunch of them. Mm-hmm. And sometimes I forget which ones we own or which ones I've lent out or which books I have with me that are actually borrowed that I need to remember to give back to people. And so what this app does, you scan your, like the barcode of the back of your any of your books, and it's been able to get every single one that I've scanned. And it takes all the data and you organize them into different categories. So you can search for them. You can look to see which ones you lent out. So you can like have your own little library system, which ones that you're currently borrowing. You can make any category. So I have like a theology category, a commentary category, cookbooks, you know, health, you know, literature and fiction and whatever. And I really like it, and it's free, which is awesome. And and I've seen that people can use it for like schools and churches. And if you buy their premium thing, then you can access different features. But I've been able to use the free version just fine, and it's been really fun to like scan all my books.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell us yours. Which is also mine, but also yours.
So I also couldn't choose between these two because I've been using them so much. One of them is Goodreads and the other one is Hoopla, and I'm sure like probably majority of you already know what these are, but for those who don't, Goodreads is like a book review, social media-ish kind of an app. And you can track your progress on books. You have like different shelves of books that you want to read, books that you're currently reading, or books that you've already read. You can follow people that you know. Like if you are regularly asking certain people for what books they recommend or even referencing that sort of thing, that's a good place to look at what other people are reading that maybe you admire and you want to read the same stuff that they're reading. And yeah, it's just fun, like tracking your progress. It's really helped me a lot with keeping track of all of the books that I have going at once, like in a rotation. Because sometimes I might start a new book and then I forget about one that I was already working on.
Yeah.
So this kind of helps like have things be a bit more visual, especially if your reading is split between audiobooks and ebooks and physical books, and it's all just kind of like
you're all in one. Yeah.
Exactly. So I really like it. I've been loving using that. And also mostly just like you can look up authors and see if there was one book that you read in particular from an author. You can look at their own library or even see what other books that they have written, go to reviews. You can see if friends have posted reviews on a book that you're thinking about reading and you're not really sure. Anyway, it's just like all around really good, like how they designed it and everything is really great. And it's very user friendly. The interface is great. And then also with Hoopla, this kind of goes hand in hand. It's almost like a library for ebooks. So you can make an account by punching in your library card number, and you will have access to so many
thousands and thousands
free audiobooks and ebooks and other movies and stuff like that. I've been using it mostly for audiobooks and a couple of ebooks here and there. There's another app that's kind of similar called Libby, but I found that their selection is not as great as Hoopla's selection is. But I think you were saying you found more new books on Libby.
All new releases I've seen quicker show up on Libby.
On Libby, yeah. But Hoopla has a much larger selection. I've been able to find a lot more books on Hoopla than I have on Libby, which is why I'm recommending it instead. So if you're kind of like in the same spot that I am, that, you know, you're taking care of your kids all day, you're wanting to get in your reading, even just doing busy tasks like folding laundry, doing dishes, and that sort of thing, audiobooks are really great. And if you can't financially afford like buying new audiobooks like multiple times a month, Hoopla is just a really great resource to use, and I've been using it like nuts.
Same.
Yeah. Like
I know
nuts.
I should really calculate how much money I've saved.
Honestly, it's a ton probably.
Using Hoopla.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool. Okay. So now we're going to do a recipe. So this has been my husband's favorite thing to eat this summer and my favorite thing to cook. I've been making lamb gyros, and it's been so fun.
Where do you get your meat from?
Imperfect Foods is where I get my lamb.
Okay.
And so what I do a mixture of ground lamb, and grass-fed beef, and you make a loaf and you cook it in the oven. Then you take it out, then you make thin slices, and then I sear it on some grass-fed butter on the cast iron.
Wow.
It is so good. Put on some pita bread with some tzatziki, with some hummus. You do
like lettuce and tomato?
I do cucumbers and bell peppers and tomatoes.
Yum.
And then it is so good.
That sounds really good.
And it's so fresh. It's like a perfect summer meal.
I need more of that.
It is a perfect summer. The only thing that's hot is the meat. Yeah. Everything else is cold and fresh. You can serve it
right away.
Yeah, you can serve it with some sweet potato fries. You could serve it with fruit, whatever. It is so good. And honestly, I keep watching this one TikTok video to like figure out how to do my lamb, but I think I have got it memorized now. But I've seen people do gyros so many different ways, and I just put the veggies that we like and we enjoy, and then I get the vegan tzatziki sauce from Trader Joe's, and it is so good.
Wow.
And then I've also in the past gotten the vegan feta from Trader Joe's to put on top of it, but it just like we didn't use enough, and it just didn't keep very well in the fridge, so next time we just didn't use it. But
even that's an option.
Yeah. So there's so much you can do with a gyro, and it is so good.
Nice.
What about you?
I've been making a lot of sourdough. That's one of the things that I've decided to tackle over the summer. And
to all of our benefit. Thank you.
Yeah, everybody that comes in the house eats all the sourdough stuff.
Yeah.
So there was a sourdough sandwich recipe that I found from Farmhouse on the Boone.
Love her.
She's pretty popular for her sourdough stuff and recipes. So I kind of had a feeling this was going to work out just fine.
Yeah.
I've probably made in the past month and a half, I don't know, like 6 to 8 loaves, I think.
Nice. So it's 2 loaves a week?
Yeah, we go through 2 loaves a week, which is what the recipe ends up making anyway.
Yeah.
It makes 2 loaves. But it's so good.
Does it keep really well? What is that? Horrible noise. I don't know. That's really weird. No, I don't think so.
You guys hear that?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. But I was going to ask you, does it keep really good, the sourdough loaf? Or do you have to eat it in the next couple days?
No. So I make 2 of them. I freeze one of them. Okay, and I keep the other one in the fridge. So the only thing that is kind of hard about fresh bread that's been homemade, you either have to eat it very quickly or you have to keep it in the fridge and you have to re-toast it every time you want to slice, which it's more time consuming, but I mean...
But it's fresh homemade bread.
It's fresh homemade bread and it doesn't have all the junk in it too. Yeah. It is so hard to find bread that doesn't have stupid enriched flour with all the synthetic vitamins and why is there gum in the bread? I know. Why are we doing this? Yeah. And all that stuff. Awesome. So I was like, if I can make it myself, I might as well if it's within my power to make it better. And it's just nice it's a good skill to have to be able to make bread.
Yeah, I think everybody should learn how to make bread. Yeah. One day I will. Not now, but one day.
I'll let you use my starter if you
Perfect. Want. Okay, another kind of food related item, our favorite drink, and surprisingly, both of us have iced tea related drinks.
It's hot. There's so hot. Else.
It's so hot, and you can't just have iced coffee a bajillion times a day. So instead, I've been making a big pitcher of the Trader Joe's pomegranate white tea. So I just throw some tea bags in there. I let it brew overnight, and I also, to kind of hack my testosterone levels, been throwing a huge thing of spearmint inside of there, which is really good for your hormones if you're a woman, not if you're a man. So be careful if there's a man that's drinking it. I told my husband not to drink it. It's just for me. And then I also put some lemon slices in there, and I let it steep. And then that usually lasts me because I put a whole pitcher in the fridge. It lasts me 2 days. Helps me drink more water, and also it's white tea, so it is caffeinated, but it is a slow burn. So it's even less than a green tea. Okay. That's the lowest point of caffeine you could possibly have. And so it has been helping me with my fatigue, and it's honestly so nice to have something different than water because we don't buy sugary drinks. I do buy my ginger beer, which is my little treat. Ryan gets his Trader Jose's and I get my it's the Trader Joe's version of a Corona. So I always get a 6-pack of that for him, and then I get my ginger beer. Okay, so we all got our thing. But as far as throughout the day,
you can't drink beer all day.
No, no, and I just start feling icky from drinking water so much.
Your taste buds just need something
done.
I'm
just done.
Yeah, and sometimes it is possible to drink too much water.
Yeah,
too.
and
if you don't have minerals in your water and that sort of thing, you need to.
And super TMI, but I'm on this new medication that it's a diuretic. Is that how?
Yeah, diuretic.
Diuretic. So it takes every moisture out of my body in multiple different ways.
Yeah,
and sweating is one of them. So you can just put that together in your brain, but. Since that, I started that medication, I'm so dehydrated
thirsty all the time,
and
definitely.
so thirsty, so dehydrated. So this has been kind of my little hack to keep drinking. So what about
you? You were saying we can't have iced coffee all day, but I was thinking that is one of the things now I've realized that my body does really well with espresso and a little bit of it. I do Jen makes fun of me because he's this is not coffee. It's just milk with a little syringe amount of coffee. Yeah. I do 1 shot of espresso, and then the rest I do a huge mason jar and the tiniest bit of espresso, and then the rest of it's just milk and a little bit of syrup and some collagen. And it is so good. It doesn't make me feel icky or anything. As long as I eat it with the meal.
Yeah.
Or right after I've eaten, I'm solid. But I was I need to do something more interesting and exciting. So I have this tea blend that I have found and I'm hooked on. I bought it originally for postpartum reasons just to help with like the baby blues and for like recovery and that sort of thing. And I literally can't stop
Wow.
drinking it. It is so, 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 so good. I found on Amazon, it's a chamomile lemon balm lavender tea blend.
Wow.
So it's like the perfect combination. Oh, it's like a little bit floral. You know, you got like the chamomile in there. Oh, it's just so good. It's so good. Anyway, what I've been doing is that blend as an iced tea latte so I'll like brew it and then I'll chill it in the fridge, put it over ice, fill the rest with raw milk, and then I'll do like maple syrup to sweeten it. And if I'm feeling really bougie, I will make boba.
Wow.
And do it with boba.
Bless.
And it is so good. It's like the perfect treat drink.
Yeah.
And I get boba balls off of Amazon. I know there's a way that you can make them, but I'm like, oh, I don't
Yeah, no.
It's too much at this point. Maybe at another point in my life I'll learn how to make boba. but yeah, it's so good.
Yeah,
really
it sounds
good.
really bomb. Okay,
Very
what about
refreshing.
something that we've been watching? So our things are so different. So I recently was like struggling with insomnia. I don't know. I'm kind of over it now, thank God, because I was bad.
Yeah.
I do not like that. I do not like that.
I'm in a coming out of an insomnia bout right now.
I know it happens to everybody. It's always the worst, and I just hate it so much.
Yeah.
But I watched all of it. There's only one season, and it's on Netflix, and it's called Sweet Tooth, and it's a dystopian, post-apocalyptic show. It's drama, and there's action, and it's like fantasy, and I don't know. It's very good, and I wouldn't say it's wholesome because there is like violence and there was no sexual content or anything, but it is definitely like a heavy content show, but it was so wholesome. Like, I don't know how else to say it.
Yeah.
It's about this boy, and he's like a very special boy, and I guess what happens in this world is that there's a pandemic. How funny. There's a pandemic, and at the same time there's a pandemic that wipes out like a bunch of people. Mm-hmm. Also, a bunch of babies are born that are half animal, half human. And
wow.
Yeah, it's very interesting. And there's this one boy who just seems different than all of the other kids, and he's one of the half human, half animal. Oh. And it's so cute. The relationship between him and the other main character is just like so sweet. It's like a father-son dynamic almost, and it is just so sweet. Sweet Tooth. It's very cute. I loved it, and it was like half wholesome, family oriented, and then also like the still dark, apocalyptic, dystopian vibes. So
check that out.
It was really good, and they just started working on season 2, which I'm really excited for. And I binged that like in a week when I wasn't sleeping. And yeah, the season's pretty short. I think there's only like 8 episodes, and they're like 30-40 minutes each. But it's a very good show. I really enjoyed it. What about you?
Yeah, mine is completely different.
Totally different. Yeah.
So back to sourdough. As you can tell, I've been really trying to figure this stuff out. There's a YouTube channel called The Bread Code, and it's this guy, she's from another country, and I can't remember where exactly he's from. But he makes really good, informative videos on, I think, all different kinds of bread, but I've been looking a lot at his sourdough content, and he does a lot of like experimentation and kind of troubleshooting with sourdough, because it's really finicky.
Delicate.
Yes, because it can depend on your humidity, even like elevation levels can affect how your sourdough does, and proofing, and like it's just kind of a lot. So he kind of makes things a little bit simpler. And how I came across him is because for some stupid reason, little old me decided that I would try my first sourdough loaf with whole wheat flour, bread flour. And for those of you that know sourdough, that is the most difficult flour to start sourdough with. And so I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I don't know if I should switch to something else, but I like bought this huge bag of like this organic bread flour. I was like, I have to use it. And so I was looking up YouTube videos on a whole wheat sourdough, and his video popped up, and it helped me get like my first really good loaf. And I've kind of had to tweak a couple of things, like as far as baking temperature and that sort of thing. It depends on even like your oven too may not be like accurate and stuff like that, like checking all that stuff. But yeah, that was like his whole wheat sourdough bread video was really, really good and helpful. So if you're wanting to get into whole wheat sourdough, he has a really good video. Again, it's called The Bread Code on YouTube. And
great.
Pretty straightforward.
All right. You guys know we love Trader Joe's. We've already mentioned it several times.
Yeah.
So we're going to tell you our favorite Trader Joe's products. So speaking of boba, you mentioned it. Trader Joe's has in the frozen section a boba kit, 4 packets with boba and brown sugar syrup. And it also comes with paper straws, which are terrible. I'm going to buy some steel boba straws because they're terrible. But I do like the convenience of just, you can do it over the stove. You could pop it in the microwave. It's super fast and easy if you don't have time to like boil water and boil the boba balls, which it's not even that hard. But like if you need something really quick, quick fix.
How do you microwave it?
45 seconds in the microwave. It's like in a pouch. It's a pouch. And you just like, it's a plastic pouch. Okay, guys, just cancel me. It's plastic.
But is it like the dried boba balls?
Yeah, it's cooked. I don't know, dude. It's cooked. It's already cooked. And there's the syrup in it, and then you microwave it, and then it magically is cooked.
So I wonder if they're like halfway cooked.
Yeah, probably.
I don't know. I'm just speculating.
But either way, my friend Carly was able to like figure out a way to not microwave it in the plastic. She like took it out of its packaging and something else.
Yeah.
But I just kept it in the plastic. I mean, I don't know. I'll probably do that. But I was just trying to have like the most positive experience. You have
literally lost
all my creds.
All credibility. Just get rid of your low waist homemaker.
Anytime.
Instagram.
Okay, listen. I said I'm low waist, not zero waist.
Yeah,
okay.
That's true.
Ryan always tells me if I'm ever doing something shady, like with plastic, he's like, I'm gonna go post on low waist homemaker. I'm like, do it. I have nothing to hide.
He's been calling me out.
I have nothing to hide. Anyway, so yeah, you should try them. They're really good, and there's plastic, so just
be aware.
And Marcel did mention there are boba kits online that you can get, but like it's Trader Joe's, and it was like it's $4.
Yeah, for a 4-pack.
So it's like so cheap. Anyway, go ahead.
Okay, so these are extremely recent finds. Like when I say extremely recent, I mean like less than a week ago.
Oh wow.
Recent. First one are pastry pups.
What?
I don't know the ones that I brought.
Oh yes, those are so good.
So it's these like pigs in a blanket situation, but I don't even. Is it like a croissant?
It felt like a croissant.
It's like a flaky,
very flaky
something. But it's different than like the pastry dough that you buy from the store. The texture is different. It's not as dense as like your normal pigs in a blanket, croissant, whatever. So it's that, and then it obviously has like the little hot dog on inside, and then there's Parmesan cheese baked onto it. Wow. I brought them to Sabbath dinner on Saturday. I did not even get to try one.
It was the hottest appetizer, the hottest part of the meal.
I got 2 boxes. I think we had, 10 people?
Yeah. It was gone in
maybe
like
not
minutes.
Even that. I was like, man, I should have brought 3 boxes.
Yeah, next time.
They were so good. But did I tell you that Carly brought me more?
No, she did?
Literally the next day. When was it? Wednesday? I don't even know. So like our friend, she was here at Sabbath dinner. I don't know if she's going to listen to this. But she texted me because I was the last one to get food. I was like taking care of the kids and everything. And so I was like trying to feed Eli And I was like, man, I can't wait for these pastry pups. I was so excited.
And everybody was raving about them around her.
Like, it's so good and everything. And so I really get up to get my food. There's not a single one left. Yeah. They're all gone. I like nearly cried because I like wanted to try them so bad. So then my friend Carly texted me like a couple days later and she was like, can I bring you some of those pastry pups? And I was like, I guess. And she was like, I literally bought you another box and I'm making them for you right now. And she was like, can I drop them off later? Because she was like, I felt bad because there was only 3 left and Dallas, her husband, was asking for 2 more. So I gave him 2 more. I thought everybody had one and there was 1 left. No. And then I find out my husband ate the very last one without even asking me.
It's the worst act of betrayal.
This is a way too long of a story for these stupid pastry pups. Anyway, they're super good.
They're so good.
They were really good. So there's those. And then I found these artichoke timbales, which I had no idea what that was. But it's like this baked artichoke heart. And I'm pretty sure they just chopped up like a few artichoke hearts. And it comes in a pack of 4 of them. And they bake it with like mozzarella and this other really good cheese. Oh my gosh. I had all 4 of them myself within like 3 days or something like that. They're so good. If you're not an artichoke person, you're not going to like it because it's mostly artichoke. But I love artichoke. Yeah, so yummy. So I'm going to try to figure out how to make that myself because there was also a lot of junk in that one. It was really good, but...
That's why it was really good.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm going to try. Anyway.
Okay. Oh, household product. Okay. So we recently bought a portable washing machine and I've known about portable washing machines, but then one of our friends got one and then I was like, wow, I really need that.
Yeah.
And so we bought it like a few days later.
Because you do not have in-unit.
We don't have in-unit washing machines and they're a pain. There's only one that works really well downstairs. And otherwise, I just haul it to my mom's, which is a nightmare. Yeah. And I just need to be able to do my laundry in my own space, not have to get dressed. And, it's just such a nightmare having to get ready to go do the laundry in the morning when I could easily just do it in my house. So we bought one. It was about $250. And then I also bought a roller to put on top of it so I can move it from our bedroom to the guest bath. And you do have to do a little bit. It's not plumbing, but you have to like take off the aerator off of your sink. But other than that, that's all you have to do. You take off the aerator, install an adapter, and the drain, it drains in your sink. You could drain it in your tub. It is so great. I've been using it for a week and a half or 2 weeks now. I can't remember how long I've had it, but I love it. I love it so much. And it's fully automatic.
And you feel like it cleans your clothes really
Absolutely.
Well?
Better.
Wow.
The best clean I've ever had. My clothes smell amazing and I don't use anything with fragrances. So I'm so happy with it. And because it's a smaller than a regular unit, it's like half a load, but then you only use half, the products that you usually use.
Yeah.
And then I just do a rapid wash, and there's different settings, but my rapid wash is 15 minutes, so my load's done and super quick. And then I've been hanging my clothes. It dries it up to 75% all the way. And so a few hours hanging, everything is dry. And even today, I did our bathroom rugs and our sheets, and my sheets dried in like 3 hours.
Wow.
And so I'm saving money. And it only costs $6 a year to run it through the electricity. And so it's really energy efficient. And I'm really happy with it.
Yeah,
it's
nice.
a fantastic buy.
I wish we had something like that when we were living at the apartments, because it's especially when you have kids and then you have to
and we live upstairs
when you're gonna go.
And that's super steep. I always have to have Ryan help me, and now I can completely take Ryan out of the picture and I just do all the laundry.
Yeah.
What about you?
Did I talk about this before? Was this on my last one? Okay,
you haven't talked about this.
So Jed bought me this sunrise clock situation I think it was for my birthday when I got it. I swear I've talked about this before.
I don't think you have.
Anyway, I'll talk about it again. if I already have. So I'm sure a lot of you have heard of the Hatch sunrise alarm clock. It has like the same functions, but it's way less expensive, the one that I got, and it looks a lot different. So the one I have, it's just like an oval, or no, it's like a circle shape, and it's kind of thin. And you can set it so that your sunrise light, the whole circle lights up as opposed to just the top of it like the Hatch does. You can set it so before the music on your alarm plays, you have the light coming into your room if you sleep with your curtains closed and that sort of thing. You have the light coming in. You can set it for however long. Usually I do like 15 minutes before my alarm actually goes off. The functions are great. It also has like I think it's called a sleep aid setting. So you can have like a white noise setting going for like when you decide to like get in bed and like close your eyes. You can turn on the sleep aid setting and white noise will play for, I don't know, like 30 minutes or something. And it'll kind of fade out. And it starts with the light on and then it slowly fades out within those 30 minutes as well. It's very soothing. And not only do I like it for that function, but there's a lot of different like cool light options or whatever. So if Jed and I are watching a movie, we want like mood lighting. It's really cool for that too, without like having to like, you know, tape up LEDs on your wall. So yeah. And it's also pretty good if you're working with a newborn in your room too, and you need something that's a little bit more low light. Like once they get to a certain age, you can't get away with that. But when they're fresh, the light doesn't really bother them, and so it's like dim enough to where it wouldn't bother them, but you can still see like what you're doing, and there's like red light option and that sort of thing. So
how much
is
it's
really cool. I think the one that I got was like $70-$80.
Wow. But the Hatch is
like 120 or something
crazy.
like that. So
wow.
Yeah.
But it has so many features, so
yeah, for sure. Yeah, I've really been liking it.
Okay, so the last one is just something random that we've been loving, and mine is a book light, which I've known that these things existed, but I didn't think I really needed them. But recently, I've been wanting to stay up later reading, and Ryan wants to go to sleep, and then I'm bothering him, and he's like, can you please turn your light off? And I'm like, but I'm reading. And I've been really trying to not scroll at night. Like, I've had a couple bad nights this week where I have been scrolling until I fall asleep, but most of the time for the past few weeks, I've been reading a physical book, and now I have a book light. So it's like a bookmark, and it hooks onto the back of your book, and then it has a light that has adjustable head, and I'll link the one that I specifically bought, and it has like the most reviews. You know, it's really good. It was $8, super cheap, and it has like 2 different dim settings. And then I like it because the head moves. So like from one page to the other, I can just go, and then it's, you know, facing my page.
Yeah.
And it's not super heavy. It's very light. So it doesn't feel like I'm weighing down. And it really does like make the reading experience so much better, even with your lights on, because it's specifically shining on your pages.
It probably helps if you like strain your eyes a lot when you're reading.
So even when our lights are on, I still use it because it really helps with my reading comprehension, and you know, it's just better. So anyway, I really like it. A reading light. Yeah.
Last one. Wow, more bread stuff. I didn't realize I put so many bread related
reading
things.
And making bread.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate. What I've been doing with my time lately. So it's this bread knife from Amazon. Shout out to Katie Wright, who I'm in a Facebook group with. I actually don't remember if she's in our Facebook group.
I think she is. Yeah.
Yeah. So she like recommended, I'm in like this, like, it's really dorky. It's like Reformed Sourdough Bakers Facebook group.
The amount of niche groups.
Niche. It's so niche.
No, the most niche Reformed group I've seen is Reformed Poultry. People that have poultry, chickens, and ducks.
Honestly, I feel like the Reformed Sourdough is more niche.
Really?
Yeah.
People that own chicken. More people make sourdough than own chickens.
You know, that's true. Yeah. That's really true. Anyway, she had posted this bread knife in our group, and nearly everybody, like, somebody is referencing that knife like at least once a week in the group because it is so good. Like, literally the crustiest, toastiest bread, it will cut through it like butter. It is so good, and I had to force myself to purchase it. It's not expensive for a knife, but like from somebody who hasn't spent a lot of money on dishes and stuff like that in general, it was expensive to me. It was like $25 for the knife.
I was expecting like $60. You're like, I really gotta think about this.
But it's like for one knife. Like, just for one knife, you know, it's a little, if you're, like, not used to spending, like, insane amounts of money, I guess it's not even
Marcella,
insane.
I've been wanting to get a new knife set, but it's literally $200.
I know, it's expensive. Why are knives so expensive?
Like, okay, I guess we're just going to have to use these horrible knives for the rest of our lives.
I don't know if I should say this is a little graphic, but I cut into my fingers 1, 2, 3 too many times.
Uh-oh.
So I told Jen, I was like, if I'm going to be making bread, I need a new knife. And like the last straw, I think the last time I cut my finger, I went so deep, like even into my nail bed. Oh! It was so
Trigger
bad.
warning.
It was so bad. I was like literally holding my finger together. It was fine. It wasn't to the point where I was like, I need to go to the hospital. It wasn't like that bad. But still, I was like, I can't do this. Like, I need a better knife for bread specifically. It was just, I was a mess. Just a bloody mess.
Wow.
Anyway, so it is such a good knife. And the sheer amount of reviews on Amazon, it's like maybe 4.5 stars, but 4 stars. It's like good.
The one.
45,000 reviews.
That's crazy.
On this one knife. So
I kind of just want to get it so I have a good knife.
Honestly, yeah.
It's just like a serrated
knife,
even
right? Like if people are bringing bread over for dinner and like they have a loaf that hasn't been cut,
I'm always struggling even with my take and bakes. I'm like, how do I cut this?
No, yeah, honestly, it is such a good knife. Anyway,
does it come with a protector too? You know what I'm talking about? Like
I don't remember. No.
Okay, it's fine. I just want to know. I don't know.
I don't remember. If it did, I'm not using it, so I don't even know. I just throw it in the drawer. So anyway, again, shout out to Katie Wright for that recommendation because I'm using that knife all the time. And you know what's great about it? If you're making like the sandwich bread I was talking about, you need the thin slices. Yes. You can't do this thick like sourdough. Like if you're making like a regular loaf, then you could do, usually people do thick slices on that. But the sandwich bread, you have to make thin. You can't do that with a dull knife. Yeah. Because you will for sure cut yourself with that. So, it's great.
All right, guys, that concludes our summer favorites. Thank you for joining us today for our season premiere. And we will talk to you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.